Hello Booktube, welcome to Lizzie Faye Loves Books. I'm Elizabeth and it's day 6 of Booktubeathon. Where has the week gone? This is my video challenge for today, and the challenge is to spell out your name in books or book titles. And when I watched the video last night, I noticed that Lala only used the first letter of the book title. So this is going to be a little challenging for me. I was kind of hoping that I could just pull any letter from a book title, but I guess that would be too easy for most people. So where this gets tricky for me is the 2-minute time limit, because I have 9 letters in my first name, and one of those letters is a Z, and I really don't think I have any books that start with Z. Unfortunately, I don't have a copy of Zookeeper's Wife or anything else that starts with zoo that I can think of. So anyway, we're just going to see what happens. But I did maybe cheat a little. We're just going to call it research. After I watched the video last night, when I was going to bed, I pulled out my Kindle and I scrolled through my book catalog. I have a lot of my books cataloged on an app that I have on my Kindle, and I don't have them all done yet, but I probably have at least 50 or more % of my books cataloged. So I thought I'll just scroll through here and see if there's anything cataloged that starts with Z, and I didn't see anything. I went through pretty quickly and I was getting sleepy, but I didn't see anything. So I kind of started thinking of an alternative, and then this morning I thought of another potential alternative, so we'll just see how we can make this work. But the time limit is 2 minutes. I was going to have Katie time it for me, but she's still asleep. I'm doing this kind of early in the morning, and she's still on summer hours, of course, because it's still summer. I've got my Fly Lady timer, and I'm just going to go ahead and see if I can time this myself. So I decided that since my books are so spread out, that I will try to limit this challenge to just these 2 shelves, which are my mystery shelves. Most of my mysteries are cozy mysteries, and there's a lot of fun titles. So I think I can come up with my name, with maybe the exception of Z, in these 2 shelves. Now these are triple stacked. This row is triple stacked and this row is double stacked. So I'm going to try to see if I can avoid having to, dig to the back. I think I can do this in 2 minutes. I have not picked out books ahead of time, with the exception of my alternative Z. So we'll just see how it goes. And when I get done with the challenge, I will come back and give you my reading update for yesterday. All right, so 2 minutes on the clock. All right, I think I'm going to try to go in order so I don't get mixed up. I have Embroidered Truths by Monica Ferris. So then I need an L. Let's see. All right, maybe I shouldn't try to go in order. Maybe I should just go. All right, I know I need a T. I'm going to try not to use the. I want to try to not use books that start with the, or I don't want to use the for my T. I don't want to use the for my T. All right, so I found an I. I need an L, and oh, I need an A. E-L-I-Z-A-B. I need a B. B, B, B. Well, this is hard. Okay, I don't have a C. I do have an H. Oh, C. No, I don't need C. What am I thinking? C. I need 2 E's. Oh, okay, here's one. E. E-L-I-Z-A-B-E-T-H. I've lost track of what I still need. I don't know, and I don't want to take time to look. All right, do I have 2 E's? I don't know if I already have 2 E's, but here's one here. And I'm going to use this for my Z. I still need an A. I've got an A. Ah! Okay, there's my time. Let's see what I came up with. I think I'm still missing one. So let's see. All right, I have for my first E, I have Embroidered Truths by Monica Ferris. So did I get an L? that's what I'm missing is an L. I'm going to go back in a minute, see if I can find an L, but that's what I didn't get. So after L is I, and I found If Books Could Kill by Kate Carlisle. Now for my Z, I decided to go with a book that has a Z in the first word, even though it doesn't start with Z, and I got Puzzled to Death by Parnell Hall. I did realize this morning I had one other option that I could maybe go with if I wasn't limiting it to mysteries, because I just checked out from the library The Lost City of Z. So since I have The Lost Letter of Z, this might work too. But we're going to go with Puzzled to Death. And then E-L-I-Z, then I need A, and I got Aunt Dimity Beats the Devil. This is the next Aunt Dimity book that I need to read. And then I need a B. Oh, did I forget B? I did. I got an extra E and I forgot B. Doggone it. So I ended up getting 2 more E's, and I only needed 1 more. I got Espresso Shot and Effigies. So I think I'll use Espresso Shot since this is a series that I am already reading. That one back. And then for T, I got Tome of Death by D.R. Meredith. And then for H, I got Heaven Preserve Us by Cricket McRae. Alright, so far I have E, I, Z, A, E, T, H. So I need an L and a B. I'm going to give myself 30 more seconds on the clock and see if I can come up with an L and a B for this challenge. I have no idea if I have an L and a B. I'm pretty sure I have a B, but I don't know if I have an L or not. So here we go, 30 seconds. Alright, I think there's one by Jen McKinley. Yes, Books Can Be Deceiving. Okay, so I have a B. Now I need an L. Let me just look down the way, let me just look down the row and see. Oh, I still didn't do it. I think I'm going to have to look. Ah, yes, I did find an L. Yay. Okay, good. Okay, so I have my B, Books Can Be Deceiving, and my L, Latte Trouble by Cleo Coyle. This is one of the Coffee House Mystery Series. So let's put those back together. All right, these are tricky to hold since they're different sizes. But now I think I can spell my name. So we have Embroidered Truths, E, L, Latte Trouble, I, If Books Could Kill, Z, Puzzled to Death, A, Aunt Dimity Beats the Devil, B, Books Can Be Deceiving, E, Espresso Shot, T, Tome of Death, and H, Heaven Preserve Us. I had to have a little extra time, but I did get my name spelled, sort of. So, yay. So how did my reading go yesterday? Well, it's starting to all come together like I knew it would. If you recall, I finished my first 2 books on day 4. I had been chinking away at them all week, and I finally finished 2 books on day 4. So then on day 5, yesterday, I finished 2 more books. In fact, I read them both in their entirety. So I actually did that challenge 2 times with 2 different books. The first one I listened to on audio. It is The Time Machine by H.G. Wells, and I actually listened to a lot of this twice because I was busy trying to multitask and work and things like that, and I ended up going back and a couple of times and listening to pretty good chunks of it. So I did enjoy it. It wasn't, it didn't really blow me away. I kind of think I would have enjoyed it more if it was longer and if there had been more adventures. There was really just kind of the one big adventure, and and a little more after that. I think I would have enjoyed seeing it expanded a little bit more. So I don't know if there were any other sequels to this or not, but I did enjoy it. I'm glad that I finally read it since it's a classic, and I'm pretty sure I've seen maybe a movie adaptation of it. I don't recall. It would have been when I was very young, but I can kind of visualize. Also, this book has a person on the cover. I didn't even really notice it at first. I think my audio version that I listened to did not have a person on the cover, but my print version does. So technically, I guess I have 3 books in Booktubeathon that have a person on the cover. And then the second book I read completely yesterday. I also read completely outside. Now, I thought it would be fun to not only read one book completely in one day, but to read 2 books completely in the same day. And these were my 2 shortest books. When I finished Time Machine, I sort of made plans that I would go ahead and read At the Mountains of Madness graphic novel. I would try to get it read by the end of the day, but the day progressed and I was taking a little extra time getting my video up and all of that, and I started thinking, ooh, I don't know if I'm going to have time. Finally, at 11:15 p.m., I took this book with my flashlight and I went outside and sat in our swing and I read it completely by flashlight. And even then I thought, I don't think I'm going to be able to get this done. There's not a lot of text in it, but I'm kind of a slow reader, especially under pressure. So I was kind of giving up that I would be able to get it done by midnight, and I just read through, I read all the stuff on the flaps, and I read the story. I read the introduction and the story and all of that. I read it completely, and when I got to the end, I turned it over, and I even read all of this on the back. And then, because I was in a swing and I had been sitting there for a little while, it's kind of hard for me to get up out of the swing. So I always kind of have to swing myself back and forth a few times to propel myself to get up. My daughter would be horrified if she knew I was admitting that to you. So by the time I got myself up and hobbled back into the house, my phone was plugged in right inside the door. See, I didn't even have my phone with me, so I didn't know what time it was, and I didn't have the temptation of checking the time. But when I got inside the door and I checked my phone, it was 12:03. So I know that I finished this by midnight, and I couldn't believe it. I was really shocked that it only took me 45 minutes to read it because, like I said, I'm really kind of a slow reader. So I was very, very excited that I finished 2 books in one day, and now I have finished 4 books for Booktubeathon. So I'm well on my way to finishing the other books. In fact, all 4 of my other books that I'm reading this week are already started. This is my staging shelf up here, so I can show you what else I've already started. I did end up listening to a little bit of Tea Time for the Traditionally Built yesterday. It was probably less than an hour, because after I finished the Time Machine, I knew that my other audiobook I wanted to read completely outside. So I did start this. Emily and I took a walk yesterday, and I started The Life-Changing Magic of Tidying Up by Marie Kondo, but I didn't want to listen to any of this inside. So I picked this up. I have this on Playaway from the library, and I had some time in the house that I listened to a little bit more of this. I did not get any read in my other print book yesterday, Julie by Jean Craighead George. Instead, I met my print goal by reading my graphic novel, and I didn't get any read in my ebook on my Kindle. The name of the version I'm reading is Nothing But Blue Skies. I do have it here. It's the same book, Wish You Were Here by Christy Ridgway. This is the older title, so I had checked this out from the library just so I could kind of see how long it is and all of that. Again, and I've said this before, this is not meeting one of my Booktubeathon challenges. I had already started it before Booktubeathon, and I wanted to finish it by the end of the month. So I've been reading it along with my other books, so that by the end of the week I will have finished 8 books. And actually 9, because I'm going to read a children's book tomorrow, and I'll tell you about that later. So now for Booktubeathon, I have finished these 4 books. And I have these 3 books to finish for the challenges, and then this one to finish as well. So I am doing pretty good. I'm excited about what I've gotten read so far. So that's what I read yesterday. I have been reading some in my ebook this morning. That's about it. We're going to be in the car. We've got to go to a family birthday party today. I will probably make some pretty good headway in Tea Time for the Traditionally Built. And then, since we're going to be in the car and I'm so close to being done with my audiobooks, I might just go ahead and pick up one of the Neverland books. I want to finish all 3 of these by the end of the month. I have already listened to Escape from the Carnival just before Booktubeathon started, and so today I will probably go ahead and take with me Cave of the Dark Wind, because this is on CD and it's super easy to listen to in the car, and it's only a 2-hour audiobook. So I will probably go ahead and get started on this because I am far enough along in this book that I don't think I'm going to have any trouble finishing it, and this I can easily carry around in my pocket, and this I can't. So it would be great to use my car time to go ahead and get going in this one. So, and the other stuff I have up here is what I'm gearing up for next week, and for Tome Topple, I've got my next Harry Potter book on audio ready to go for Tome Topple, and The Lost City of Z, which I mentioned earlier, is going to be my audiobook that I'm going to be listening to in between Booktubeathon and Tome Topple, because this is going to be, I think, the last challenge I'm going to need to meet for the library around the shelves in 80 days challenge. So, this is my staging shelf. So that's all I have for this video. I hope you're having a great day. Read a good book, and God bless you.